As I wrap this up, gazing out my office window at Cincinnati's twinkling skyline, a far cry from that rainy porch, I'm struck by the audacity of it all. Kicked out at 18, labeled worthless, I didn't just survive. I scripted a life of abundance that whispers to every listener, your worth isn't parents' property. It's yours to claim, brick by unexpected brick. What about you? Have you forgiven the unforgivable or drawn the line at self-preservation? Drop your stories below. I read everyone, and who knows? Your mistake might be the making of you. Thanks for joining Sophia's stories. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next chapter of real, raw life. Until then, remember, you're no mistake. You're a masterpiece in progress. My story with workaholism started long before resumes or interviews. It was baked into the air of our cramped apartment in Milwaukee, where I grew up as the only child of a fierce single mom named Karen. Dad, his name was Rick, bilaid when I was 4, chasing some vague, better life in California that never included postcards. Karen, a bank teller turned loan officer, became our family's North Star. Up at 5 a.m. for double shifts, her sensible pumps clicking like a metronome through our days. Success is survival, Soph, she'd say over reheated Stouffer's lasagna, her eyes ringed with exhaustion but fierce with pride. I idolized her, the way she'd crunch numbers at the kitchen table, turning overtime into orthodontics for me. School was my escape hatch. Valedictorian speeches, debate club trophies, a full ride to the University of Wisconsin for marketing, all to honor her mantra that idle hands breed regret. But beneath the gold stars lurked a quiet ache. While friends like Megan and Taylor had moms at bake sales, mine was sealing deals downtown, leaving me with after-school specials and a latchkey necklace that felt more like a badge of abandonment. Puberty amplified it, braces funded by her bonuses, but no one to braid my hair for prom. I internalized the trade-off, love through labor, worth through wins. By college, I was interning at ad agencies, cold-calling clients in dorm lounges, dadding sporadically, guys like frat boy Chad who fizzled fast because work came first. Graduating at 22 with a 3.9 and zero debt, I landed in Chicago at a mid-sized firm, entry-level copywriter at $45K, eyes on the C-suite. Karen beamed at my first performance review, whispering, "Don't let anyone dim your hustle." Those words propelled me, but they also planted the seed. What if hustle hollows you out? Little did I know, my 20s would test that theory in neon lights. The climb was intoxicating. By 25, promotions blurred into raises, junior account exec, then manager, schmoozing at rooftop mixers with champagne flutes and business cards like ammunition. I thrived on the chaos, pitching viral campaigns for soda brands, jetting to focus groups in LA, my closet a rotation of pencil skirts and power heels. Friends envied the perks, loft in Wicker Park, weekend brunches at Girl and the Goat. But nights alone, scrolling LinkedIn at 11 p.m., I'd wonder about the what's missing. Dadding was a carousel. Eric the consultant, too married to his BlackBerry, then Ben, a graphic designer whose spontaneity clashed with my calendars. Karen's voice echoed, "Men are fine, careers forever." At 28, I hit senior strategist, $95K, leading a team of 5, but the mirror showed a woman who traded vulnerability for velocity. Then enter Alex, a quiet software engineer met at a mutual friend's trivia night, his laugh disarming my defenses. Our first date, deep dish pizza and talks of dreams beyond deadlines. For the first time, hustle felt optional. But ambition dies hard, and my 30s were about to rewrite the rules. Hitting 30 felt like summit fever. I was director of digital strategy now. $120K base plus bonuses that funded European getaways and a vintage Mustang convertible. Alex and I had married at 29 in a chic loft wedding, 80 guests toasting our power couple vibe. Me in campaigns, him coding apps from home. We buzzed in our high-rise, hosting dinner parties with charcuterie boards and craft IPAs, dreaming of a brownstone someday. But biology had other plans. After a year of not trying, the fertility apps and wine-fueled chats turned serious, clomid cycles, acupuncture sessions squeezed between client calls. At 31, the positive test hit like confetti, pregnant with our daughter, Lily. Joy exploded, gender reveal brunches, nursery Pinterest boards, but so did the whispers. "You'll go back after maternity, right?" Colleagues probed at baby showers. Karen, retired now in Florida, FaceTimed with teary pride. Don't squander your edge, Soph. I did that once. Her words stung, a ghost of my latchkey loneliness. Maternity leave was a trial run. 6 months of corporate-granted bliss, then panic. Lily arrived in April 2013, a squalling 7-pounder with Alex's nose and my stubborn chin. Those early weeks were magic, skin to skin in sun-dappled mornings, her coos syncing with my heartbeat. But as leave ended, the office pulled like gravity, emails dinging at 2 a.m. feeds, guilt gnawing at every pump session. I returned part-time, then full, climbing to $150 K with a team of 12, awards plaques lining my desk. Yet drop-offs at daycare blurred with tears, Lily's wails echoing my own suppressed ones. Alex, ever steady, suggested scaling back. I laughed it off. We're building legacy, I'd say, ignoring the exhaustion etching lines around my eyes. Cracks showed. Missed recitals for Red Eyes to New York, snapping at Alex over undone dishes, therapy sessions where I'd unpack Karen's shadow. Am I her or more? At 32, another line on the test. Pregnant again, this time with twins. No, our son Noah, the math hit. Commutes plus chaos equaled collapse. One board meeting, pitching a diaper brand ironically, Lily's daycare fever call came mid-slide. That night over takeout tie, Alex held my hand. What if we rewrite this? The seed sprouted, quit. At 32, peak earning, prime of life madness. But as Lily's tiny fingers curled around mine, I whispered yes. The resignation letter, a liberation manifesto. Quitting wasn't a leap. It was a free fall with a parachute of savings and Alex's solid $110 K gig. At 32, I traded my swipe card for a minivan key fob, our Chicago condo swapped for a 4-bedroom in Naperville, suburban sprawl with cul-de-sacs and coffee clutches. The first year was euphoric, a bubble of firsts. Homemade pumpkin purees for Lily's solids, playgroup picnics where I'd swap birth stories with moms like Jenna and Carla, all of us in yoga pants and unwashed hair. Noah arrived that fall, a chubby cherub who slept through nights early, letting me savor the symmetry, tandem nursing on the glider, Alex's kisses on foreheads at dawn. I dove into domesticity like a pro. Sourdough starters bubbling on counters, Montessori shelves curated from Etsy, a neighborhood newsletter I launched to combat the isolation I'd feared. This is living, I'd text Karen, photos of finger-painted masterpieces attached. She replied with heart emojis but a subtext. Proud, but don't forget your fire. The joys stacked like Jenga blocks. Holiday cookie marathons with flour-dusted giggles, Alex's promotions funding family trips to Door County, kayaking with kids in tow, bonfires where we dream aloud. Self-discovery bloomed in the margins, online courses in photography, turning our chaos into a blog, Sophia's Nest, chronicling the real mom amid the mess. No more 7 a.m. meetings. Instead, 7 a.m. snuggles, my body reclaiming curves softened by midnight snacks. But euphoria has an expiration. By 34, with Lily in preschool and Noah toddling terror, the cracks spiderwebbed, endless laundry cycles feeling like Sisyphean loops, playdate politics where judgments flew. Oh, you don't work? Lucky? Laced with envy or pity. Alex's late nights coding left me solo parenting, resentment simmering in silent scrolls through old LinkedIn profiles. Therapy helped, weekly Zooms unpacking the mommy martyr trope, but the question lurked. Was this freedom or forfeiture? My 30s were pivoting from ascent to introspection and the regrets. They were just warming up. Hitting 35 felt like mid-marathon fatigue. The initial rush faded, revealing blisters I'd ignored. Our Naperville life was picture-perfect on the surface. Minivans stocked with goldfish crackers, annual family portraits in golden hour light. But inside, I was unraveling. Lily's kindergarten drop-offs became daggers. Watching her wave goodbye, I'd drive home to a silent house, Noah napping while I doom-scrolled momfluencer feeds, their sponsored bliss mocking my unmonetized days. Who am I without a title? I'd journal, pages filling with bullet points of lost swagger. No more TED-style pitches, just PTA agendas, colleagues' promotions pinging like accusations. Alex tried date nights at bistros, his hand squeezing mine over entrees, but the chasm widened. His water cooler banter versus my sippy cup soliloquies. Family pressures amplified it. Karen visited, eyeing my recipe-clipped fridge. You were meant for more than this apron. Her words, meant as tough love, reopened latchkey scars. Had I traded one cage for another? Isolation hit hardest in the suburbs' sterile sameness. Coffee meetups devolving into complaint fests about husband's socks. No intellectual sparring to sharpen my edges. I volunteered, library story hours, soccer team mom, but it felt like busy work, not breakthrough. Self-doubt spiraled. Therapy unearthed resentment toward Alex's easy continuity guilt over wasting my degree. At 36, I dipped a toe back, freelance gigs editing newsletters for $50 a pop, then consulting for a local startup on social strategy. The thrill surged, emails praising my fresh perspective, a paycheck that bought new boots without justification. But balancing it, chaos microwave dinners snapped patience with the kids, Alex shouldering more. Noah's tantrums peaked, Lily's questions, why don't you have a job like daddy? Piercing like truths. The itch grew, regret. Absolutely in waves, nights crying in the laundry room, wondering if I'd peaked too soon. Yet amid the slump glimmers, teaching Lily to code basic apps with Alex, her pride mirroring mine at 22. My mid-30s became a forge, hammering identity from motherhood's anvil, questioning if regret was failure or fertilizer. By 38, with twins, no, just deeper roots, prepping for the 40s bloom. Now at 40, looking back from our evolved Naperville nest, kids in elementary, Alex promoted to lead dev me. A hybrid phoenix, I can say the slump was the soil for growth. Lily's 7 now, a budding artist with opinions sharper than mine at her age. Noah 5, a whirlwind of Legos and logic puzzles, their laughter the soundtrack to my days. The freelance evolved. At 37, I launched Nest Strategies, a boutique consulting firm for mom-owned businesses, branding playdates with purpose, turning my wasted years into wisdom. Revenue trickles at first, then flows $60K last year, flexible hours around school runs. It's not $150K glory, but it's mine. Keynotes at women's co-ops, a podcast, Beyond the Boardroom, interviewing SAHMs who pivoted to passions. Relationships deepened too, Alex and I in couples counseling at 39, emerging with us as priority, weekend escapes to Michigan's dunes sans screens. Karen's softened. Her visits now include joint baking, her admitting, I missed your childhood for the chase, don't repeat me. Regret. It's layered like tiramisu, not all bitter. I mourn the financial firepower, the what if of C-suite Sophia, the societal side-eye that paints SAHMs as sidelined. Friends like Megan, child-free VP at 42, tease, you gave up your throne, sparking debates over wine, empowerment or erasure. But here's the twist. No regret for the presents the school plays I directed, Noah's first bike wobble steadied by my cheers, the self-discovery in quiet mornings with journals and Joe. My 40s affirm it. Motherhood didn't dim me. It distilled me, trading volume for velocity, family pressures. Handled with boundaries, Karen's advice filtered through my filter. Career, reclaimed on my clock, proving stay at home is a launchpad, not a landing. The controversy, in a world screaming, lean in, I leaned out and thrived. Or did I? That's the mirror I hold up, regrets personal, not prescriptive. Diving deeper into the verdict, let's unpack the scales. Financially, the hit was real. No 401k max outs, college funds bootstrapped from consulting scraps, that Mustang gathering dust for a sensible SUV. Yet, intangibles tip the balance. Healthier me, post-quit. Yoga flows uninterrupted, therapy unpacking Karen's legacy without burnout blinders. Relationally, it's gold. Alex's promotion at 39 was celebrated with family fireworks, not obligatory cards. Kids' emotional vocabularies richer from my attunement. Self-growth. Exponential books like The Gifts of Imperfection became lifelines, leading to a memoir draft. Aprons and ambitions, querying agents now. Controversies linger, mom groups fracturing over working versus not. My own guilt flares during economic dips. Should I re-enter full throttle? But at 40, I've crafted a manifesto. Regret isn't binary. It's the compost for comebacks. Quitting at 32 wasn't surrender, it was strategy, a sabbatical that schooled me in sovereignty. For every what-if whisper, a louder what now roars. And as Lily sketches her future, scientist mom hybrid, I see the ripple. Choices compound, not constrain. Wrapping this reflection as I sip tea on our porch swing, kids' bikes strewn like joyful debris, I'm grateful for the quit that questioned everything. At 32, I chose presence over paycheck, and at 40, that bet's paying dividends in depth, not dollars. Do I regret it? Some days a flicker, most a full-throated no, because having it all was a hustle hoax and I've hacked my version, whole not halved. What about you? Ditched a dream for family or doubled down on drive? Regret the road less traveled or the one worn thin? Share below, your stories stitch our tapestry. Thanks for walking this with me on Sophia's Stories. Like if it hit home, subscribe for more unfiltered 40s truths and hit notifications. Until next time, choose you fiercely. You're worth the rewrite.